Microsoft has really begun to cook. And this cooking began when they released Hi-Fi Rush. And you know, the main course came about when we got the taste of Starfield. So much so that persons are now experiencing the greatness that is Starfield.
Hey, Conan O'Brien here, coming to you with another Clueless Gamer. What's happening?
We are going to play Starfield. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's a ship with a grandma on it.
Oh, look at that.
All right,
Can we blow it up?
Yeah, we can blow it, or do you want to talk to her?
Nah, I want to blow up a grandma. Now, there's a grandma on this?
Yeah, she's all alone by herself.
I'm just gonna grab a quick nap.
Well, Granny, guess what? Never travel alone. Bam!
Oh, she's firing back!
Firing back!
She's firing back!
Bitch, what the hell? Take that, Grandma! Yes! I just love a grandmother. She did nothing to me. But you know what? It costs so much to, you know, elder care. It's so expensive. Maybe this was a blessing.
And it's not only Conan O'Brien recognizing Starfield greatness, but even Forbes has recognized that, you know, after a month, Starfield is still going strong. Now, the same cannot be said for Spider-Man 2. Persons have long beat that game and now they are playing Naruto.
Nani?
That being said, today we are going to talk about how Phil Spencer appeared at Blizzcon and, you know, something he said might change Activision Blizzard. In addition to that, we'll also be talking about all the teardowns that have been going on the so-called PlayStation Slim. We will see how that stand is a ripoff. Let's get it!
This is a sickness!
Let's get it! So BlizzCon just wrapped up and some big updates was announced there at BlizzCon. They spoke about new expansions for Overwatch 2, even announcing a new playable character. The character that you are watching right now on the screen is a new playable character for Overwatch 2. His name is Muga, the first summon. So no doubt this is exciting news here for Overwatch 2 players. They get a brand new hero to add to their roster. In addition to releasing this brand new hero for Overwatch 2, they did also announce all the new expansions for the upcoming World of Warcraft. So first up we would have the War Within, then we'll have Midnight, and after we would have the Last Titan. So all those World of Warcraft expansions would be coming in the next few months as, you know, we progress through the year. Now, this was no doubt exciting news for all the World of Warcraft players. But the most interesting thing that happened at BlizzCon was Phil Spencer walking out, really solidifying himself as the chief of Activision Blizzard. And he said a few things that we need to take note of. Listen on as to what he said.
As Spencer pointed out, it also marked his first time at the annual convention in Anaheim, Calif, where he gave a brief speech at the opening ceremony. In it, he mentioned some of Blizzard's biggest franchises, with an especially loud reaction from the crowd when he dropped StarCraft's name. Spencer said, "And I count throughout Blizzard's history, they've pioneered and refined so much across the gaming industry, and many of you today have been a part of that journey," Spencer said on stage. Think of Diablo, it propelled the action RPG genre forward. StarCraft spawned the foundation for what esports would eventually become, and StarCraft 2 was a major catalyst for the evolution of games as live entertainment. World of Warcraft changed not only how people developed and supported games, but really, it introduced a much wider audience to the concept of online communities, he went on. And Overwatch not only reimagined gameplay, but also the representation possible in class-based shooters. He concluded by promising that Xbox would nurture the essence of what has made Blizzard unique and empower our new colleagues in a culture of trust, inclusion, and collaboration.
Yes, this is wild. Who would have thought Phil Spencer coming out on a Blizzard stage? What we want to focus on is what he said at the ending, is that Xbox would nurture the essence of what has made Blizzard unique, and he would willing to empower Blizzard. So most of us would know that when Activision acquired Blizzard, Activision basically took control of how Blizzard would go about making their games, and a lot of fans would have complained about this throughout the years, even going back to 2019 in different forums. They would have complained that Activision is spoiling Blizzard. So when Phil Spencer made that statement, a lot of fans took note of it, because Blizzard might be returning to the old Blizzard, because we know how Phil Spencer and his team, does with, some of the studios that they would have acquired. They like to take this hands-off approach for the studio to do what they are comfortable doing. We know that it could have a negative side to that, aka Redfall. We know that what that hands-off approach did for Redfall, but I'm sure most of us will be confident in what Blizzard could do. They have been up in operation for years, and we know that if they take full control of their own properties and of their own studios, that it will do well for them. We will see the passion coming back, and it wouldn't be filled of microtransactions. So what do you think about Phil Spencer coming out on a Blizzard stage? What do you think with the possibility of World of Warcraft coming on a console and Blizzard becoming independent from Activision rulership? Let me know in the comment sections below. And let's now talk about PlayStation 5 Slim Thick. We know that this PlayStation 5 went through a little bit of controversy because it's not really a slim version of the PlayStation 5. It does see a reduction when it comes to size and the overall profile of the unit itself. Recently, some YouTubers, Linus Tech Tips and Dave 2D, got their hands on this new PlayStation 5, and they did a teardown. In that teardown, they both saw positives. Well, they have a smaller profile, it's modular, it's easy to change the disk drive and so forth, and they did praise it for that. However, we did notice what Dave 2D said about the basically matchsticks holding up the PlayStation 5 in the horizontal form. Listen to what he said.
It doesn't come with the vertical stand like the original PS5. It comes with a horizontal stand, which I think sucks. It's a pair of these plastic feet that you slot into the side, or I guess like the bottom of the PlayStation 5. And when you flip it onto its side, you're gonna look in the hole, it's right, that's the vertical stand, or sorry, that's the horizontal stand. Come on, man. This just looks, this ain't the move.
In front of back. In Jesus' name.
So yes, it's amazing how Sony thought about, putting those two sticks, those two plastics, how to say, pizza separators to hold up the PlayStation 5. It's a terrible design, and everyone could see that very clear. Now, when it comes to making the PlayStation Slim, we know that a year ago, a guy attempted to do that, and he did it way better than what Sony did. Now, he had different resources, and no doubt Sony would be looking to make the console cheaper. But to believe a YouTuber was able to make the PlayStation 5 slimmer, sleek, in a good color, and Sony couldn't even do a fraction of that. Instead, they have these two matchsticks holding up the PlayStation 5 horizontally. Now, when it comes to the vertical stand, it's amazing how Sony did not instruct, the consumers that they don't have to buy this $30 vertical stand, because notice what Linus Tech Tips said.
Overall, this is looking like a really nice little upgrade. Sure, you don't get a stand, but also, I don't know, doesn't really need one. It's not so top heavy anymore.
Now, you don't need to use a vertical stand. I feel like it's fairly sturdy in terms of its wobble prevention without the vertical stand.
So both Lanus Tech Tips and Dave 2D both agree that you do not need the tutorial stand to have the PlayStation 5 standing up. You see, why Sony did not mention that? Why Sony didn't simply say, here, what, you all don't need a stand. If you all want to buy it to keep up with the aesthetics, no problem, but you don't really need it. The reason why Sony didn't say that is because they want to milk these ponies for everything they have: house, home, and band. So it's very clear. Yes, the PlayStation Slim, I say that in quotation marks, have its upsides to it, right? But we cannot ignore the way Sony is looking to milk these ponies for as much they can get. But let me hear what you think about all what was said today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Later.